In this video, we will provide specific tips for managing special situations with DIY Loop. These tips are in addition to the general guidelines discussed in the module on automated insulin delivery systems. We will cover strategies for handling hypo and hyperglycemia, high-fat meals, exercise, illness, alcohol, travel, and more. By implementing these tips, you can optimize your glucose control and enhance your overall diabetes management with DIY Loop. 1. Hypoglycemia. In the case of hypoglycemia, using an automated insulin delivery system like DIY Loop will require fewer carbohydrates to recover compared to a non-automated insulin delivery system, especially if you have minimal insulin on board. The insulin on board and recent insulin history can be seen on the home screen and graph of DIY Loop, allowing you to assess your insulin levels. To prevent further episodes of hypoglycemia, you can adjust the system to provide less insulin using an override with a reduced percentage of insulin delivery or with a higher target range. It's worth noting that at times, the algorithm may increase basal insulin even during low blood sugar levels. This can occur when the predicted glucose level is higher than the target value. In most cases, the algorithm proves to be accurate in its predictions. 2. Hyperglycemia. In the case of mild hyperglycemia, it is generally advised to trust DIY Loop and allow it to handle the situation. However, if a hyperglycemic episode goes unnoticed by DIY Loop, you can manually administer an insulin bolus using the bolus icon. Loop may recommend an insulin bolus if it predicts hyperglycemia, and you have the choice to accept or decline the recommendation. The effect of the bolus can be observed in the curve displayed above. Alternatively, you can use an override with a higher percentage of insulin release or a lower target range to temporarily increase insulin delivery. In the case of prolonged and severe hyperglycemia, it is important to consider if there is an issue with your infusion set or pod. When in doubt, it is recommended to replace your pod. Remember the saying, if in doubt, change it out. Ensure that you have enough equipment on hand to perform all necessary replacements. 3. High-fat meals. When consuming a high-fat meal while using the Loop app, it is advisable to take certain measures. Set a longer absorption time, exceeding 4 hours or using the pizza icon, to ensure slower delivery of meal insulin. Consider adding additional carbohydrates to compensate for the fats and proteins consumed. You could try to enter approximately 10% of the grams of fat as carbohydrates and around 25% of the grams of protein as carbohydrates. In the Loop app, you can also set the start time for absorption 1 to 2 hours in the future, allowing for a better match of the insulin delivery with the digestion process. It is important to note that individual experiences with diabetes may vary, so these guidelines serve as a starting point and may require adjustments based on personal needs and responses. After the meal, you can monitor in the carbohydrate curve if the observed glucose change aligns with the predicted glucose change. By analyzing the carbohydrate curve, you can gain insights into the effectiveness of your approach to managing a high-fat meal with Loop. Additionally, it is recommended to keep a food log to track your meals and their impact on your glucose levels. By recording details such as the type of food, portion sizes, and any adjustments made in Loop, you can identify patterns and make informed decisions about managing your diabetes. A food log helps you understand how different meals affect your glucose control and allows for continuous improvement in your management approach. 4. Exercise. During sports activities with DIY Loop, it is recommended to consider the following strategies. Use overrides to set a higher target range before and during exercise to mitigate the risk of hypoglycemia. As discussed in the general module on automated insulin delivery systems, reducing the meal bolus can also be beneficial. Monitor your glucose trends closely and make adjustments accordingly. Consider connecting your DIY Loop app to a smartwatch or cycling computer for easier access to glucose readings during exercise. If you consume small amounts of carbohydrates during physical activity, you do not need to enter them in the DIY Loop app. Remember that these strategies are starting points, and it's important to fine-tune your insulin dosage and carbohydrate intake based on your personal experience and observations during exercise. 5. Illness. During illness, it is generally recommended to keep DIY loop in auto mode or closed loop mode, unless advised otherwise by your healthcare provider. You can consider using an override specifically designed for illness, such as a higher percentage of insulin delivery. Please refer to the guidelines about illness discussed in the general module on automated insulin delivery systems. It's important to note that illness can have varying effects on blood glucose levels, and individual responses may differ. Monitoring your glucose levels closely and making adjustments based on the guidance provided for hyperglycemia will help you manage your diabetes effectively during times of illness. 6. Alcohol. When consuming alcohol while using DIY loop, it is important to take proactive measures to prevent hypoglycemia. Consider setting a preset temporary override with a lower percentage of insulin delivery and/or a higher target range. It is important to note that increasing carbohydrate intake is not an effective strategy, as DIY loop will compensate for any rise in glucose levels by increasing insulin administration. Always monitor your glucose levels closely when consuming alcohol, and be prepared to make further adjustments as needed. 7. Travel. When traveling with DIY loop, it is important to be prepared and take sufficient supplies with you. If you're flying, keep the following considerations in mind. The Bluetooth functionality of your mobile phone and pump can remain on during the flight. However, some airlines require passengers to switch their mobile phones to airplane mode during takeoff and landing. Normally, Bluetooth can stay on during airplane mode. If not, the pump will revert to the preset basal insulin rate. Remember to turn on Bluetooth as soon as possible to resume auto mode functionality. The Wi-Fi and 4G capabilities of your SIM card may be unavailable during the flight, but this will not affect the operation of the DIY Loop app, which will continue to function perfectly via Bluetooth. However, data transmission to Night Scout will be temporarily interrupted. The DIY Loop app automatically adapts to different time zones and daylight savings time. On the other hand, you can choose when to match your pump time to the time zone of your location. The pump time defines your therapy settings like basal insulin rate, carbohydrate ratio, ISF, and correction range. You can easily adjust the pump time to match your time zone via the pump screen. For daylight savings time changes, you can promptly update the pump time. When traveling, you have the flexibility to leave the pump time unchanged for short trips. This way, DIY Loop provides convenience and flexibility in managing time zone adjustments during your travels. On top of these recommendations, you can also check out the pro tips for all above mentioned unique situations provided by Loop and Learn. Join the Loop and Learn Facebook group, subscribe to Loop and Learn YouTube channel, follow at Loop and Learn on Instagram, and visit Loop and Learn official website www.loopandlearn.org.